Hey guys. All right. Today I'm going to I'm going to be walking you through my goal setting worksheet that I created. Um, this is really part goal setting slash part strategic planning effort. And it really is inspired. It's like a mashup of things that I was exposed to in my corporate world as far as like vision and creating action plans and strategic plans and things like that. Your company sets a vision, they set a goal, and then you create strategic plans and action plans to get the company to that goal. And so this system is kind of a mashup of that process with a lot of things that I've learned from doing personal development over the last 3 years. And this is the process that I use. And when it really clicked with me, um, when I really started using it was when I really started going after my health and fitness goals, and where I really started to find motivation and discipline and internal motivation, and started being able to really make the choices that I needed to make and take the actions that I needed to take to get to where I wanted to go. So this process is incredibly powerful for helping you find that internal motivation. And so I'm going to go ahead and walk you through it. Let me go ahead and share it with you right here. Just 1 second. There it is. Okay. So I'm going to walk you through this process. Now, I prefer to do this as a workshop, but not everybody was able to make our recent workshop that we did. So I'm going to walk you through this process and explain some of the tips that I shared in the workshop, kind of explain your way, like walk you through it and explain things as we go. But when we get to creating your action plan, your strategic plan, it's probably going to be good for you to have some input from your coach, whether that's me or someone in your downline, to really help make sure that the action steps that you have mapped out align with where you want to go. So I'll let you know when we get there. But first, we're going to start with our vision. And this is something, I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. This is something that almost always gets skipped in personal goal setting. So when we pick a goal, a lot of times we just say, oh, I want this. I want to lose 20 pounds. I want to lose, we just pick a goal, but we don't have anything attached to that goal as far as what it actually means to us and what it would do for us. So what I want us to do, the first thing I want us to do, don't skip this part. We're going to take a few minutes to sit down and think about if we could achieve anything that we wanted, if failure was off the table, we could do anything we wanted in the area of our own health and fitness, what would the healthiest, happiest version of you look like? Where do you want to go ultimately with your health and fitness? And dream big. Don't limit yourself here. These are just ideas that we're going to write down in like a just kind of a flow of consciousness list type of a thing. So if you think it, write it down. The more clear and specific you can be here, the better, because it's going to really help us as we start to narrow our focus and build our action steps. So go ahead and pause this right now and write down your vision. Okay, so hopefully you've done that. If you struggled with it, think about what does the healthiest, happiest version of you look like? What does it feel like? What can you do now that you couldn't do? Or what can the healthiest, happiest version of you do that you're not able to do now? What maybe you can run across the park without getting tired, or maybe you fit into a certain size of clothes, or maybe you have hit a certain goal weight. Maybe you are able to, be confident in your swimsuit, or, at the pool, or whatever it is. Make sure that's written down. If you've already got them, great. If you need to pause and go back and think about it a little more, then that's totally fine. But I'm going to go ahead and move on. So pause if you need to, but I'm going to move on to the next step. So you've got your vision. You've got a whole list of things that you would like to achieve. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pick one or two things. We're going to narrow our focus a little bit. We're going to pick one or two things that really speak to us from that list. The things that kind of resonate with you the most, that excite you the most, what would mean the most to you, and what would make the biggest impact in your life. And potentially, one or two things that if you reached those things, if you made those things a reality, would potentially make all of the other things happen as well, or at least a large chunk of them. So look at that list, pick one or two things, and that is going to be your ultimate goal. And that's what you're going to write down here, where it says the healthiest, happiest version of me. And you're going to finish that sentence. So you might say, the healthiest, happiest version of me has hit their goal weight and lost 100 pounds and fits into a size whatever, whatever it is that you want to aim for, whatever that healthiest, happiest version of you looks like, whatever they can do. Maybe it's the healthiest, happiest version of me has the energy to go hiking, to climb to the top of a mountain, or to like chase my kids or my grandkids across the park. Now, let's keep that vision in mind. Next, I always get lost at this point because my page breaks in a weird spot. I need to fix this layout. Next thing I want to do, actually I want to add something here. The next thing I want us to do is take a minute to also think about why that vision matters to you. So, for example, when I first started, my ultimate goal was to drop 3 dress sizes and 30 pounds. And really, that was my goal. But really, the reason that I wanted to do that was because I wanted the energy that was going to come with that. I wanted to not be at risk of being pre-diabetic anymore. I wanted to not be on a path to heart disease. I wanted to be a healthy and energetic mom to my kids. But that came down to, if I met my goal of, I did also want to like be smaller and be a healthier weight for myself, just to be comfortable in my skin. When it came down to it, I realized that by going from a size 14 to a size 8, by losing the extra fat and by exercising every day and eating healthier, all those things that I wanted were going to happen. And so when I put that down, the healthiest, happiest version of me is 3 dress sizes smaller and 30 pounds lighter. That is my goal. That's not my why. It's specific and it's measurable, and we're going to get to this in a second, but it wasn't my why. So think of a goal, but then also keep in mind the reason why it matters to you. Why does it matter to you that you reach that goal? How is it going to change things for you? And that's kind of all tied into your vision. So it's all going to be wrapped in, up here in this section that we have up above in your vision. So keep that on hand. Oops, I went too far. Okay. Now we know ultimately where we want to go. So what we're going to do is, this goal, this healthiest, happiest version of you, is your ultimate goal. And for some of us, that goal might feel really far away and might feel big and scary. And that is a huge reason why people don't take action. So what we're going to do is we're going to start breaking it down so that you can see exactly how you're going to get from where you are to where you want to be. And this goal might be more of a long-term goal, but we're going to start by breaking it down into a 6-month goal. So we're going to write down the one goal that you would like to accomplish by the end of 2020 that will get you closer to that version of you. So if you wanted to lose 100 pounds, for example, you probably aren't going to be able to do that in 6 months. I have seen people lose anywhere from 50 to 60 pounds to dropping, 6 clothing sizes. in 6 months. So that might be a good goal. But you're going to kind of break it down into a number that you want to achieve in 6 months. Now, if you want to lose 20 pounds, then don't make 20 pounds your end of 2020 goal, your 6-month goal. Because if you do, you'll know you have all this extra time. You won't be motivated to actually take the actions that you need to take. So pick something beyond that initial weight loss goal. What do you want to be doing after you lose that 20 pounds? What do you want to be able to do? Maybe you want to lose 20 pounds and get stronger. Maybe you want to lose 20 pounds and you want to be able to run in a Spartan race. Maybe you want to lose 20 pounds and, I don't know, be a figure competitor. I have no idea. But think of something that you would like to do that you struggle to do now, and that you would like to work towards. Maybe you want to learn to do handstands. I want to learn to do handstands. So I think that's actually in my 2020 goals. So that 20-pound goal is, you're thinking beyond that. And you're thinking maintenance, and you're thinking continuing to grow and improve in your health and your strength and your fitness beyond that 20-pound weight loss. Because what happens if we get to the 20-pound weight loss and we just go back to where we came from, then we're just going to gain it all back again. So you got to have that long-term view. Okay. Hopefully that helps. Talk about this goal being measurable and specific. So when we get to these goals that have timelines attached to them, we want to make sure that we have a measurable, specific goal so that we can start tracking progress and so that we can break it down. And that will make the path, the strategy for achieving that goal easier to find. So for example, if your goal is, if you're like, I want to get healthier, that's an awesome thing. And it's really important, but we need to make it more specific. So by saying, I want to lose 100 pounds, that's specific. If you're saying, I want to go from size 14 to size 8, that's specific. If you're saying, I want to have the energy is a little bit harder because it's more difficult to measure. But maybe you want to have enough energy that you don't need that like 3 o'clock crash pick me up anymore. Maybe you want to have enough energy that you don't wake up exhausted every day. So those are some things. If you have trouble finding a specific goal, feel free to reach out to me, but make it measurable, something that you can kind of measure and break down a little bit. Breaking sugar addictions. That's another great goal. That's if you want to get healthier, dealing with the sugar addiction so you don't have sugar cravings every day. That could be a good one. Let me know if you need ideas. So now we're narrowing our focus and we're down here. The scroll is so weird. Okay, so my goal this is actually going to be your 6-month goal. So your 2020 goal, that should say my 2020 goal. That's where you're going to write down that goal that you just came up with. So for example, my 2020 goal is to be able to easily button my size 6 pants. They're a little snug right now. And to be able to do a handstand. That is my goal. If you're ultimately wanting to lose 100 pounds, then maybe your 2020 goal is to lose 50 pounds. So put that in there. Now we're going to take that 6-month goal. Now that we have our 6-month goal, we're going to take that. And if you need more time, pause at any time if you need more time to think about these before we move on. So we have our 6-month goal. Now we're going to move on. We're going to find our halfway benchmark, and that's going to be our 3-month goal. So what is about halfway to your 2020 goal? Think about that. If you are trying to lose like 100 pounds, then it's, if you're trying to lose 50 pounds in 2020, then it's kind of just a matter of breaking it down, doing the math. It gets a little more complicated if you are trying to reach a less specific and measurable goal. And so this is why I'm saying having a number is really helpful. Whether it's pounds or clothing sizes. Clothing sizes can be a lot easier for some of us to wrap our brains around. I know when I first started my journey, I had no idea what a healthy weight was for me. I'm not a small person. And so I had just had no idea. So when somebody asked me, how much weight do you want to lose? I'm like, I don't know. I was just picking a number out of the blue, which is not very motivating. But I knew that when I was a size 8, I felt pretty good. And so I knew if I could get from a size 14 to a size 8, then that would be really helpful. And then I did end up picking 30 pounds kind of out of the blue. But with some help from my coach, I chose go from size 14 to size 8 and lose 30 pounds. That was my goal. And that was a 3-month goal. So I think I got distracted on my talk here. This is a lot easier to do with y'all on the workshop with me because we can talk through things and I can answer questions. So I'm trying to remember everything that came up to go over it. Okay, so 3-month goal. Oh, this is what I was saying. So if you say you want to lose 20 pounds, I would definitely have that at least be your halfway benchmark. So lose 20 pounds and maybe something else. My halfway benchmark is to be able to button my size 6 pants with no like muffin top. So that's my halfway benchmark. I don't actually know what that's going to look like pound wise for me, but that's okay. I don't mind that. You will see that I have put some pound related goals in here as we get into some of the specifics of my monthly goals, but they're like sub goals to my main goal, if that makes sense. In other words, if I put on here in July, I want to lose 5 pounds and I don't actually lose 5 pounds, but I'm following my program and I'm seeing results and I'm, seeing myself getting smaller, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not getting hung up on the weight, what the scale says. I'm just using it as kind of a tool and one metric. Okay, so hopefully that helps you get your halfway benchmark. From there, it's really just a matter of breaking down each of those 3 months into kind of bite-sized pieces. So, for example, my halfway benchmark, like I said, is being able to button my size 6 pants with no muffin top. Now, what things can I do in July, August, and September to help me get to that goal, to make that goal a reality? For me, we have an incredible new program that's coming out this month in July, and it's called MBF. It's a muscle building program. MBF stands for muscle burns fat. And this type of training, my body just responds really well to. My metabolism goes through the roof and I start, feeling like I have tons of energy and I feel really great. My body does really well with this type of training. So I'm super excited about it. And I'm going to go 100% all in with an MBF test group. So to the T for 3 weeks, because it's a 3-week program, which is one thing that I love. I love 3-week programs. So following it to the T, to the letter for 3 weeks. And that's going to go a long ways towards getting me to my goal. So one of my July goals is to go all in with MBF and to follow it to the letter, is to fit into my size 6 pants by the end. I put drop 5 pounds, I'll probably drop a few pounds, probably not a ton, which is fine. And one of my biggest goals is to cut late night snacking, because I know that that's really sabotaging me. And also to limit myself to 3 treats per week, treat swaps. So not like entire treat meals, but like 3 little treats, like maybe having a beverage with my healthy dinner, and a glass of wine or something with my healthy dinner, or maybe having, a dessert if we're out on a date night or something, but not all the things, if that makes sense. You can't do that 3 times a week and expect results, but you can have 3 little treats throughout the week. So at least for where I'm at right now, I will have to dial that in a little later to get where I want to go ultimately. We'll get there. Okay, so what can you do in July to move you towards your goal? What fitness program could you do? What tweaks could you make to your nutrition? Is late night snacking a problem for you? Maybe you want to tackle that. Is sugar addiction a problem for you? Maybe you want to tackle that. What else? Stress eating. Is stress eating a problem for you? Maybe you want to focus on that and come up with a new strategy for managing your stress and dealing with it in a healthier way. What things are holding you back that you can tackle in July? Just a couple of things. It doesn't have to be everything, but we're going to make progress. And that's the important part. And then in August, so in August for me, I'm going to do MBFA, Muscle Burns Fat Advanced, which is the follow-up program to MBF. And that is launching. So I'm going to go all in for 3 weeks with MBFA. I am going to, at that point, limit myself to 2 treats per week. And I'm going to start practicing handstands every day for maybe like 10 minutes. I didn't put a time down. I should do that. Like 10 minutes a day, I'm going to start practicing handstands. And I put in at the last thing, like drop 10 pounds, you know, and I have some space here at the bottom of August to add more specifics as I get through July and I start seeing what's holding me back and what I need to tackle in August. So you don't have to fill this out completely, but you need to have some idea. And then in September, I am going to do either 80-day obsession if my kids are in school, or MM100 if they are not. Because if they're in school, I will have time to do 80-day obsession. If they are not, I won't. So that's where I'm kind of heading. My goal then is to lose another 5 pounds, to keep slimming my waist, and to limit myself to 1 treat a week, and to be really consistent with my nutrition and really maintain that consistency. So that's September. I'll show you mine. Let me walk you through these, all 6 of them, all 6 months, and then I will show you mine so you can kind of see it. All right. So then that's September. That takes me through takes me up to my halfway benchmark. By that time, I should easily be able to fit into my size 6 pants and not have any muffin top and like spill over. Then beyond that, it's really just a matter of being consistent and maintaining that work. Because if I don't maintain and stay consistent, I absolutely could undo all of that work that I did July, August, and September and not be able to fit in my size 6s again by the end of the year. So be making progress in some areas, but really maintaining and being consistent. In October, I will still be doing either 80-day obsession or MM100. I will still be focusing on being really consistent with my nutrition and really monitoring my results to make sure that I'm not getting off track. Probably still really limiting my treats to 1 or 2 a week so that I don't go overboard going into the fall and the holidays. And then in November, I will either still be doing 80-day obsession, or I might do bar blend again. I love that program. If, like I said, if my kids are not in school, then I probably will not be taking on 80-day obsession. So I would do bar blend probably then. And focusing again still on being consistent with food, working on, slimming my waist still more, limiting my celebration meals. We're going to the holidays. So this is when we have to start thinking strategically about our holidays. Limiting my celebration meals to 2. And I've done that intentionally because we usually end up having 2 Thanksgivings. So it's gonna be 2 celebration meals. And I may do a 3-day refresh following Thanksgiving when the time comes. Now in December, I haven't chosen a workout program. I'll either be doing bar blend or potentially a new program. Usually there's a new one launching around December, January. So I'm going to see what comes out. And if it's exciting and looks like something that would be fun for me, then I will probably do that. If not, then I'll probably do bar blend. And again, focusing on really being careful with my nutrition during the holidays. And I am planning to relax a little bit the week of Christmas and allow myself some extra treats for that week only. As otherwise it just gets totally out of hand, right? So that's my strategy. That's how I broke it down. Let me stop sharing so I can show you mine. Okay. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully you can see that. So I've just written some things down, and I want you to know this is not set in stone. July, you need to have pretty much some, know what you're doing. But the farther out it gets, the more flexibility you can allow yourself to kind of make adjustments as you go. Because here's the one thing that I know. Things are not going to go according to plan, right? I mean, this is 2020. Like, nothing is going according to plan this year. So we are going to be flexible. We are going to, as I get down to the bottom here, you'll see that I say you'll execute, evaluate, and adjust. So I go through this process and I revisit this, and I revisit my vision and where I'm at and my goals and my next 6 months, or at least my next 3 months, every single month. And when I'm doing that, it is extremely motivating for me every single month to reset and to refocus and to kind of get my plan in place. So when I'm doing that, it's massively helpful. I have not been great about doing that this year, except for like January. So that's why we're resetting 2020 right now. And getting back into the habit of doing this on a monthly basis. And that's part of the reason that I wanted to share it with all of you, is because I realized I've never put this process down on paper before, or like explained it to anyone in words. So, but it's really helpful for me. So let me go ahead and share, and then we'll move on to, I'll share again. We'll move on to the next page. So you can see here, this is our 6-month strategic plan for getting to our ultimate goal, right? And we'll kind of take it 6 months at a time. And as you move forward, as time goes by, you keep updating. So print this PDF, blank copies of this PDF, so that you can revisit and update on on a monthly basis. I should probably take out the actual month names so you can keep using this. But don't expect yourself to be perfect. Don't expect things to go perfectly. It's the real world, it's life, but we can still be working towards our goals, and we can still stay motivated and focused no matter what's going on. So don't be afraid to adjust as needed, and just keep moving forward. All right, now we are down to our monthly focus. This is like our monthly action plan, okay? I get so excited about this stuff because I'm such a nerd. So this is something you're gonna fill out monthly, and it's more detailed monthly plan. So you're gonna print out, you're gonna put in the month of July, you're gonna say my goal for July. So my main goal for July is what? Put it in there. For me, it's to fit into my size 6 and go all in with MBF. Some of the other elements you'll see show up here a little bit later, but that's ultimately my goal for July. This goal is important to me because, and this goes back to your vision. So for me, my goal is to lose 1 pant size. This goal is important to me because I know that that's when I feel my best. That's when I feel my strongest. I feel my most confident. I'm tired of my pants being too tight. I want to be healthy. That extra fat around your midsection is really, around my midsection is a flag for, a lot of issues. I don't want to be like scaring anyone, but I want to keep an eye on that, and it's gotten a lot out of control lately. So that's my goal. That's why it's important to me. I want to be my healthiest and strongest. I want to feel confident. I want to be able to wear my swimsuit, not be like anxious about it. Especially at like coaching events. It's not fun to like go to coaching events and, not feel confident in your swimsuit. So that's my goal. Possible obstacles. So put your goal in there, whatever yours is for July, and then put in why it's important to you. And this is so important to always connect it back to your vision and why it matters and where you want to go. That's a huge piece of motivation, of motivating yourself, internal motivation, rather than having to rely on external motivation. All right, so now what do we do? We're gonna come up with some possible obstacles. What are the possible obstacles that would come up this month and might stop us from reaching our goals. So for me, late night snacking, number one, that was in my goal. I already knew that was kind of an issue. Possible obstacles for you could be stress eating, could be time management. You kind of think of some things that make you struggle. Maybe it's not having enough like veggies that you like. And so maybe you don't have any good veggie recipes that you enjoy, something like that. Whatever it is that's an obstacle for you, write those things down. For me, I have late night snacking. I have some camping trips coming up, and I have stress eating. So write those things down, and then we're going to brainstorm some ways to overcome them. Maybe you can think of some yourself. Maybe you need to reach out to your coach or to me for some ideas. We are here for that. We have worksheets. We have tips and tricks. We have books you can read. We have all kinds of resources to be able to share to help you overcome these obstacles. But for me, for example, late night snacking, I'm going to overcome that by when I'm hungry, I'm going to drink water, and then I'm going to go to bed on time. For camping trips, where it can be really easy to overindulge, I'm going to create a healthy meal plan. I'm going to prep ahead of time so that the healthy foods are quick and easy to access and prepare. For stress eating, I'm going to spend some time praying, spend some time reading, spend some time. I love listening to, good music makes a huge difference for me. I love listening to worship music. You could be doing something fun to help relieve stress, anything that you can try to help relieve that stress and manage it in a healthier way. Stay away from wine. I know a lot of it's very popular right now, but it's not going to help you get to your goals. So we got to find something other than wine to help us relieve stress. All right. Now we are going to come down to, these things do not stay in my ears. I think I might have like the tiniest ears in the world. But okay, so we've got your possible obstacles, how you're going to overcome them. If you need help with that, please reach out. Love to help with that. And now you're going to come up with your specific strategy, your action items for the month, what you're going to do to hit that goal. So for nutrition, what nutrition plan are you going to follow? I love 2B Mindset and the flexibility, but I have no structure in my life right now, and I am really craving structure. So I'm going to go to Portion Fix for the month of July for doing with MBF, just for a little while, and then I'll probably switch back. But in July, Portion Fix for me. If you're doing 2B Mindset, put in 2B Mindset. And I'm going to be limiting myself to 3 treats per week, small treats, not like I said, entire treat meals, but just a small thing. That's my nutrition focus. What are you doing for fitness? I'm going to be going all in with MBF. You might be doing Barbland. You might be doing 80-Day Obsession. You might be doing whatever program you're doing. Or maybe you just need to walk. Maybe you're not able to exercise yet, and you just want to focus on taking a walk every day or a couple of times a day going for a walk. Put down what you're going to do. Water. Need to make sure that we're drinking enough water. My goal is 1 gallon a day. If you need to be drinking at least half your body weight in ounces of water a day. So for example, if you weigh 200 pounds, you need to drink 100 ounces of water a day. If you weigh 150 pounds, you need to drink 75 ounces a day. And I do recommend more if you are exercising, and because it's pretty hot, it's summertime. So more is better. Like I said, my goal is 1 gallon, which is a lot more than half my body weight, but I need it, so I'm going to do it. And then for sleep, if you are not getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep, come up with a strategy to try to help you get closer to that goal. Maybe it's going to bed earlier. Maybe it's putting your screens down, having screen-free time an hour before you go to bed. Maybe it's some like aromatherapy, or you can look up, there's all kinds of ideas on the internet for helping tips. I don't know if you can hear my kids, but they're being very loud. Tips for helping you get better sleep. If you need some ideas, let me know or ask your doctor. You know, I'm not a doctor, but I can point you at some information. Um, but think of what you can do to help get more sleep. Don't just put in get 7 to 8 hours of sleep at night. If you're not getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep at night, just putting in get 7 to 8 hours is not going to help you. So we need to come up with some sort of strategy to try and get more sleep, if that makes sense. And then supplements. So Shakeology for me every single day, no brainer. And I love that because I am the absolute worst at taking pill supplements consistently. So on my supplements list, I have celery juice. I've been doing okay with that. And omega-3s. I'm so bad at taking my omega-3s, but I really need it because I don't eat fish ever, usually. So I need those omega-3s. If there's something that you need to be taking or doing every day, put your Shakeology on here. If you're not drinking that every day, what do you need to be doing every day to help your body be healthy and be consistent with those things that your body needs, giving it the nutrients that it needs. Because consistency over time with supplements and things is really what makes a difference. Just one time is not going to make a difference. You know, a week, probably not going to make a difference. It's consistency over time. So that's your strategy for the month. And then there's just a little chart here to be able to write down your before and after stats so that you can find them so you don't lose them. I always put them in a note in my phone or something, or a piece of paper randomly somewhere. And then I look back at it and I'm like, when were these from? I don't know which note was the last one, and where is this? I find a random piece of paper with like measurements on it and I don't know when they're from. So I put this on here just to keep track. And then at the end of the month, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of score ourselves on a scale of 1 to 10. How well did I stick to my plan? How well did I stick to my workout program? Did I show up for my workouts every day? Did I push hard? How well did I commit to my nutrition plan? Did I stick to it, you know, or did I go off the rails too many times? Was I not tracking? Was I not using my containers? Was I not weighing? You know, all the things that, whatever it is that whether you're doing portion fix or 2B mindset, whatever it is you're supposed to be doing, how well did you do those things? How well did you do with your water and with getting sleep and your supplements? So overall, 1 to 10, where do you fall? And then if you're not happy with how well you did in the past month, we get to the end of July, then you're going to take some time and think about, okay, what went wrong? What obstacles made it hard for me to stick to my plan? One of my favorites is like forgetting to drink Shakeology. People do that all the time. I don't understand it because it's like, it's my breakfast or my lunch. And like, what else would I eat? Like, I'm not going to forget it because it's my meal. But I know it happens all the time to a lot of people. So possible obstacles, you know, oh, I forgot to drink my Shakeology so many days. Maybe set up a little Shakeology bar on your counter, move the Shakeology bag, because sometimes when it's in one spot, we don't see it. Move it somewhere else. You have it right next to the blender and like stuff ready to go. Make it all cute so that you like look forward to it and like it, like that morning routine or something. What obstacles, you know, maybe it was like, maybe like I have been, you struggle with late night snacking. Maybe you didn't, you got bored with your food, you know, all those things, they go into the possible obstacles section of August. So then we come up with an idea to overcome them. So you see how this builds like month after month and how we're refining. And instead of staying stuck, struggling with the same thing over and over again, we're focusing on just chipping away at these habits that are holding us back, like late night eating for me, stress eating. So that's how it works. That's how it builds on itself moving forward. So I hope this helps. If you need any help coming up with your specific plan, your fitness, exercise, nutrition, supplements, any of that, please reach out to your coach or to me if I'm your coach. I would love to help. We would love to help you put that together and to, you know, if you want to put it together and just shoot it over and be like, hey, does this look realistic? We'd be happy to look at it and be like, oh yeah, that looks like a great plan. Or, hey, maybe you might want to consider changing a couple of things or making some adjustments. So we're happy to do that too. But we're here to help and support you. Hopefully this is motivating and inspiring. It brings me so much joy and excitement and motivation. I keep using that word, but to see where I want to go clearly. Clarity is so important. So getting really clear on where you want to go, why it matters, and then the step-by-step path and actions to get there and how it's going to lead you there. It just makes me so excited. And that excitement and knowing if I just do these things, I will get to that goal that at first seemed kind of big and unrealistic and scary, and I wasn't sure how I was going to do it. So that is the vision or the goal setting strategy, monthly focus. Let me stop sharing here. So yeah, that's it in a nutshell. That's the process I go through every month. It's really exciting, and I hope you love it. I'd love to get your feedback, and I would love to see what you have on your monthly focus. And then at the end of the month, I would love to be able to check in with you and see how it went. All right. Well, that's all for now. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to reach out. I'm here for you. I'll talk to you soon.